Hey, this is Jeff with Jeff Turner Talks Junk. Jeff Turner's World. How y'all doing today? This is December 26th. It's December 26th, 2019. We're coming to the end of a century, man. The end of us. Is it a century or is it a decade? A decade, not a century. End of a decade. And some people, they want to accomplish, they make these New Year's resolutions, man. They want to accomplish more. And one of the things that I've decided to do is focus on my message. Focus on starting with subtraction. My message has always been started with subtraction. When I came up with it after being involved with the junk removal business since 2006, 2005, actually in February, in December or November 2005, I started moving people's junk. One of my neighbors was moving. He had all the stuff he wanted to get rid of. He asked me, do I know anybody can get rid of it? I had just bought an old pickup truck, and it was kind of slow, so I said, yeah, we can do it. And I sent 2 guys over there. They started moving junk away, and 6 truckloads later, I said, man, we got a business here. I realized after that, when he got rid of that stuff, this didn't happen maybe till 7 years later, that success starts with subtraction. Anytime you get rid of things that's in your way, anytime you get rid of things that's blocking you, anytime that you get rid of things that's holding you back, sometimes you don't even know it's holding you back. You feel light, you feel clarity, you feel free, you feel like you can do anything. That's why I say you have to get rid of anything that's wasting your time, energy, effort, space. It could start in your basements, your attics, your garage, the shed, but it's in other areas of your life. You could be going through a separation for 12 years, 15 years, and you haven't finalized your divorce. You need to get rid of that. You could be having health issues and you don't really know what's going on. There's some things that you can probably subtract out of your life before you get to that point where you have to get on medication, or before you get to the point where you have to go into a hospital because you have a stroke. Like my brother Joe, he had a stroke. He's been in the hospital, in a nursing home for about 2.5 years. He had a stroke about 3.5 years ago. He was working around, running, going. And before you know it, he had a stroke. There's some things that we can do that we can eliminate or stop things that's going to happen in the future, because we're getting rid of the things that's not necessary, that's blocking us. If you have a blocked artery and you can't get blood to your heart, that's called blockage. They're going to have to cut something over there, cut something to reconnect it so that blood gets to your heart and gets to your brain. That's what they call blockage, blocked arteries. You can't live with blocked arteries. And this is what happens a lot of times when we have all of this stuff. We're doing so many different things that we can't focus. We're doing a lot of things that doesn't matter, that's not going to get the result that we're looking for. But we continuously do it because we don't really think about what's more important. We don't ask ourselves the right questions. We don't ask ourselves, man, should I be doing this or should I be doing something else? And sometimes we know that we should be doing other things, but we don't really do it because we don't understand that there's something blocking us. It could be a fear. It could be fear of loss. It could be fear of failure. It could be that we're shy. It could be some things that happened in our past that we haven't let go of, and we won't move forward with this. We could be afraid of success. Now you say, how in the world could you be afraid of success? But it happens. It happens. So I'm telling you now, 2020 is coming upon us. And if you want to accomplish the things you want to accomplish, number one, you have to look at the end of 2020 and you have to work backwards, and you have to figure out what are those things that you have to do that's going to work backwards to get to you where you want to go, where you want to be at the end of 2020. If you want to be in the same position, just keep on doing the same stuff. If you don't, look ahead, work backwards, look backwards, and look at the mistakes you've made and stop making those mistakes. That's where the success start with traction. That's where the start with subtraction comes in. I tell you, I mean, I'm guilty of this, man, because I've lived this. I've lived it. And when I was sitting in my office that day and I was coming up with a formula, I said, every successful person has a formula. What's going to be my formula? And I'm sitting there and I said, I'm watching the cars go by. And I was sitting there for about 10, 15, 20 minutes just watching the cars go by. Somebody would have came in and said, what's this guy doing? He's just playing games. He's loafing. And then it hit me. Subtraction. I've been getting rid of people's junk for the last 7 years before I came up with this idea. And when people got rid of that stuff, they felt so free. They felt so happy. They felt relieved. They felt all of this stuff like weights lifted off of them. And I realized, like, man, this is the same thing that happens in other areas of our lives, but we can't see it because it's not physical. We can't see spiritual problems. We can't see emotional problems. We can't see relationship problems a lot of times because it's blocked by other things. We're so busy doing this and doing that. So when I came up with that revelation, I was like, wow, success starts with subtraction. So then I realized going into 2020, we have to start looking at things that we can remove out of our lives, things that we can stop doing, things that's blocking us, things that's costing us too much money. I look back and I think over the last from 2005, I started this business. I started renting cars and trucks. I needed it for the business and stuff, but instead of fixing my credit 20 years ago, I was renting cars and trucks because I didn't think I can get a truck. So I rented it because I was making the money. And fast forward into going into 2000, the end of 2019, spent over $300,000 renting trucks and cars. Now, if I look back and you look at, man, there was some stocks I could have probably bought at $10 a head, $20 a head. My friend just sent me a buddy of mine from skating just sent me a text saying if we would have bought Domino's Pizza at $8 a share 10 years ago, right now it's worth $246 or something like that. Tulsa, 10 years ago was $20 a share. Now it's at $256 or no, it's at $426 a share or $434 a share, something like that. We don't realize like what we're losing by holding on to the things that we think is keeping us happy or making us move forward or making us gain and things that we don't realize the things that's holding us back. We got too much junk and too much clutter in our lives and we don't look at it until we need to. So I want to tell you right now, my main mission in life, I've realized it now, is to help people understand that success starts with subtraction. Get rid of anything that's wasting your time, energy, effort, space, money, your health, relationships. If that stuff is blocking you, if it's not making you happy, if it's not keeping you happy, if it's frustrating you, if it's stressing you out, if it's giving you anxiety, get rid of it. Now, I understand that we're going to have some things that we can't just get rid of because we have to hold on to them because of our beliefs or whatever is going on. But focus on what you can get rid of. You're going to spend less time working hard and so much if you understand this principle and you use it. And you spend more time on focusing on the valuable things. Now, if you want to spend the same amount of time working on it, you're going to get way better results. You can get 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times results by working on the things that are vital, that are very important, rather than work on the things that really don't matter. It's not going to move the needle that much. It's not going to make a difference that much. But we don't look at it. We don't understand it. We don't study this type of stuff. I'm so guilty of it. I just finished my second book. Look, Mom, I finally cleaned my room. Mom's Simple Success Principle. Start with subtraction. And as I look through the stuff and I'm reading it, I'm like, man, this stuff is so good. Why haven't you been following it? Because sometimes it takes a while to get it from your head to your heart. And if it's not in your heart, you're not going to do it. It's a good idea, but it's got to be in the heart. The heart moves people. The heart moves you to take action. The head is a good idea. Oh, man, yeah, maybe we could do this. Maybe we could do that. But if it's not in your heart, you're not going to keep doing it. It's like a relationship. Think about a relationship. A relationship is when this person that leaves the person's heart, they've long gone out of the relationship. They can be gone 10 years out of a relationship. They just haven't moved forward and broke it off. 2020, start with subtraction. I'm coming up with a challenge. In the next 4 or 5 days, I'm going to introduce the challenge. I'm going to challenge you in 2020 to get rid of some stuff that's wasting your time, energy, effort, and space. I'm going to announce it. When I announce it, we're going to have a lot of breakthroughs in a lot of people's lives. It's going to be a lot of breakthroughs. I know my 2020 is going to be focused on what do I need to get rid of? What do I need to let go? What do I need to handle that I haven't handled in 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, whatever? What do I need to handle so that I can move forward? I thank you for listening. Get rid of it. I mean, it starts in your basement, your attic, your garage. You got all of this junk and clutter in your basement, attic, and garage. What makes you think you're going to handle the stuff in your relationship? What makes you going to think that you're going to handle the stuff in your health, in your finances, in the physical, in your social lives, in all of these different areas? If you're not getting rid of the physical stuff around you, it's a reflection of the stuff that's happening on the inside of you. And when you really start to attack the stuff on the outside, it's going to get to the stuff on the inside, because you're going to feel like, man, I'm getting rid of this stuff. There's some other stuff I need to fix. You start hanging around people that are fixing things rather than complaining about things. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everybody complains, but there comes a time when you need to get up and need to do something about it. There's some stuff that we can't change. We can't do nothing about it. I was talking to my friend Dunnick the other day, and he was saying he don't really care who gets in office next year. People are so focused on who's going to get in office next year. He said, it's not going to affect my money. I'm going to still make my money. And it's the truth. You think about it. There's some things that we can't change. It doesn't matter who's in the office. The things that will happen will happen. Only God is in control of certain things. But then he puts us in control of some things so that we can get the desires of our heart. And he said he would give it to us. But the problem is most people don't know it. And if you don't know the desires of your heart because you got all this other stuff blocking you, how are you going to move forward with conviction to go after that stuff? You're not. You are just not. So it starts. Start to hear. It starts understanding. Listen, success starts with subtraction. Get rid of anything that's wasting your time, energy, effort, space. If it's not helping you, it's hurting you. Get rid of it. Let it go. This is Jeff with Jeff Turner's Well, and Jeff Turner Talks Junk. Peace, y'all. And I'm out. 2020, baby. Start with subtraction. Subtract it. Peace.